Hello, Sanjeev. Hey, Sanjeev, are you able to hear me?
Is this Salis? Salish?
Yeah, this is Shailesh.
How are you, Salish?
Good. How are you, Deborah?
I'm fine.
So did you hear Sanjeev at all or not yet?
I don't hear him. He's sending messages saying if I can see him. I can I hear him? I can't hear him.
Okay. Okay. So it's not just me then.
Right. I'm writing back. I cannot hear you, but I can hear.
Okay.
I spelled your name S-A-L.
S-H-A-I-L-E-S-H.
S-H-A-L-L. I.
L-E-S-H.
L-E-S-H. Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It looks like he has unmuted us, but I don't know.
It says private here, so I don't. He probably can hear us talking, I think.
All right. I am here. This is Umesh.
Hey,
Oh,
Umesh.
okay. Umesh.
U-M-E-S-H. Umesh, Deborah.
U-M-M.
No, U-M. E as in Edward. S
Okay.
as in Sam. And H as in hotel.
Okay. Okay. Umesh. Umesh.
Yeah, Umesh.
Okay. Umesh.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can hear you now,
Okay,
finally.
okay.
It's all about the teamwork, Sanjeev. It's all about the teamwork.
It's about the teamwork. Very rightly said. Okay, so any queries you have regarding whatever we discussed yesterday?
No, I think we can jump right into today's topics.
Okay,
I
Deborah?
agree.
Okay, and Umesh?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we will talk about few more things. Yesterday we were talking about sort of hyping under the topic product quality. So now we will proceed further, and now we'll discuss about simulation. So creating a simulation of the user experience instead of full working version, team can avoid large amounts of work, but will get a full test that can conform to the requirement. Simulation accelerates the agile cycle by lowering the cost of each iteration and improving the quality of the feedback. And at the end of several simulation iterations, designers have a rock solid sense of what is needed. Simulation also provides a better way to test the quality of the business processes. So here in simulation, all of you would be aware that sometimes when we don't have access to a particular environment, for example, when we don't have access to the production environment, we are working in a test environment. Sometimes we need to test a particular functionality, and we need to emulate a specific kind of an environment in our test machine, because we can't test that new functionality right into production, because it's a risky proposition, because it might happen that the testing can disturb the production environment settings, or it might corrupt the data. So what we do in that case, we simulate that environment in test environment with the help of data, with the help of some interfaces. The idea here is to have a similar kind of a environment. I mean, kind of a real life environment, a live environment in a testing machine. And the benefit is that without the production environment, without having the production environment, we simulate that in some other environment, and the QA team, or the people who are doing the testing, they feel as if they are working in the production environment. So simulation is also one type of prototyping, but you can't. But there is a big difference in prototyping and simulation. In prototyping, we are actually trying to build a prototype which does not have all the functionality. It's a kind of a small system which we develop, and we give a demonstration to the customer, so as to make sure that our understanding is right with regards to functionality. And second scenario is before we actually building the system, we develop a prototype, because it could be due to many reasons. Maybe we are dealing with a very complex system, or there are a lot of risks associated with the project. So before actually proceeding further, we want to confirm to our understanding, and once the prototype it works to a reasonable extent, it confirms to the customer expectation, we proceed further. Now we will come into problem-solving strategies, tools, and techniques. There are few problem-solving tools available. The first one is brainstorming. Then we have mind map, and then we have root cause analysis, and we have 5 whys. Okay, so we'll start with the mind map. So these problem-solving techniques are not only restricted to Agile. We basically, we can use these techniques in other areas, as well. So guys, I can see a message flashing onto my screen that there is some network connectivity problem. I just want to make sure. I mean, you guys you are able to hear me.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, Sanjeev, we are able to hear you, but I think it used to be a little more clearer.
Okay.
In the previous class. Just what I felt.
Okay. It is okay now?
Yeah, it is okay now.
Okay. So mind map is mind map is a graphical technique of taking notes and visualizing your thoughts using a radiant structure. According to mind map inventor, the name of the inventor was Tony Buzan. So mind map, uses colors, pictures, drawings, because the human brain is much better at recognizing shapes and patterns than words. And this is how when mind map actually, it looks like. So there are actually, the 5 whys. What, when, why, who, where. So mind map is actually used in the area of problem solving. When we have some problem, that problem could be that we develop one functionality. We develop one functionality, and due to some reasons, the program is actually not giving the desired result. Okay, so this is actually one way of finding the solution of the problem, or it could be it could be about a requirement also, where we want to understand the requirement. We want to understand the expectation of the customer in a better way, or maybe we are dealing with a problem or with a functionality which is slightly complex in nature. So we draw a map on the screen where we address 5 important things: what, why, when, where, who. So this is one example where somebody wants to plan a Christmas party, and they actually generate a mind map. So here, as you can see, like in the why, we have various branches: congratulate, beta, release, tour of project room, have fun, demo the beta 2, retrospective, who. We are basically doing it for the customer and also development team member, where we would be doing it in the project room, the dining room of the headquarters. So this is how we basically capture the important attributes of the problem, and we get a the clear picture about the scenario, and then we basically get the result. Now another important thing is how it is actually used in Agile. A mind map of a retrospective meeting using Scrum keep problem try technique. Okay, so it is actually sometimes used in retrospective also. And here you can see that we have 3 things here, which in the earlier slide, the previous slide, we were talking about what, why, when, where, and who. Here we are basically having 3 important attributes, where we have keep, try, problem. So keep could be about the good things which happened in the last iteration. Keep is about the best practices which worked extremely well in the last retrospective. When we talk about the problem, we are talking about the problems, things which actually didn't go well in the last iteration, and the try is something we would like to try in the next iteration. So the idea here, I mean, I'm talking about the previous slide and the current slide, that whenever we have a problem, we can use mind mapping, okay, and whenever we want to explore explore a particular area, we can use the mind mapping. The one big difference in mind mapping is that we basically use pictures. Okay, it's a graphical depiction of scenario, and as we know that a picture is always worth thousand words. We can do the same thing by capturing the important things in a text format, but instead of that, we use basically a graphical depiction. We use the branches. It looks pretty appealing, and we are able to pinpoint the solution. We are able to pinpoint the problem. It looks very appealing, and understanding a complex scenario, it becomes fairly easy when we use mind map. So there is a URL given on this slide. If you want to study more on this, you can use this URL, and you will get pretty good information on mind map. Fishbone diagram, very popular technique. So anybody would like to share some thoughts on fishbone diagram?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me.
This is a very, I would say, traditional technique of root cause analysis. In the manufacturing industries, I mean, it has been using, they have been using this technique, fishbone technique, for improving the quality and reduce the rejections of components and parts.
Deborah, anything from your side?
No.
Okay, Shailesh? Shailesh, are you
Sorry.
there?
No, Sanjeev. Sorry, I was on mute. I've joined the conference via phone, so I was muted.
So, any thoughts on fishbone diagram?
No, Sanjeev.
Sorry? Yes, Shailesh, I could hear you.
He
Are
said
you able
no.
to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, Umesh, you basically, whatever you said, that was absolutely clear. So, when we talk about fishbone diagram, we are basically trying to analyze a problem in our system. So, in IT, with, on majority of the occasions, while we test the applications, we come across a lot of defects, and sometimes we want to find out what are the reasons, what are the causes of those software defects. So it is called as fishbone diagram. It is also called as cause and effect diagram. So as you can see here, we have a diagram given on the screen, and it looks like it looks like you have a line, and then you draw the bony structure, and you capture the important stuff with regards to that particular scenario. The defects, are they because of the human related defect, or the defects are because of some problem in our review process? Then we say that, okay, is it due to the SDLC phase region? And then we further break down the branches. So as you can see, in in review. Okay, the defects could be due to the fact that there is no implementation review, inadequate participation, not enough preparation. So we are basically trying to analyze the reason why we have so many defects, and also we want to understand the impact of those causes. It's a very traditional approach, and it's been in use for so many years. The important point here is that we basically want to find out the causes of a problem. Okay, and once we have found the causes of the problem, we want to see what is the effect of that problem. Okay, so as you can see, there are some lines which are written in blue color. Okay, those are the effects, and the text which is written in black color, those are the causes. So the software defects, that is actually the problem, and we want to go deeper and understand what is the cause of this problem and what is the effect of this problem. Okay, it's very simple, and all of us we use it while we are while we want to find out the causes and effects. Then we have another technique which is called as 5 whys. It is a question asking method. 5 whys method is to determine a root cause of a defect or problem. Okay. So again, I am saying that there are multiple techniques to find out the reason of the problem. We discussed about cause and effect diagram or a fishbone diagram. We discussed about mind mapping. And now we are discussing about another technique which is called as 5 whys. So in all these three techniques, the idea is to find out the root cause of the problem. Okay. So depending upon what is actually relevant to my project requirement, I can use any one of them. So when we talk about the 5 whys, so there is a problem given. The vehicle will not start. This is the problem statement, and then there are 5 whys, possible whys. The battery is dead. The alternator is not functioning. The alternator belt has broken. The alternator belt was well beyond its useful service life and not replaced. And last why, the vehicle was not maintained according to the recommended service schedule. Then we have another why, the replacement parts are not available because of the external age of the vehicle. Okay, so this is like we keep on capturing the possible whys of the defect. Okay, so nothing very unique about nothing very unique about this. Whatever I have shared with you, that information is enough. So anybody has any question on this? Deborah, Shailesh, Umesh?
Hey Sanjeev, can you go back to the slide for what was that? No, the one before 5 eyes, fishbone.
Fishbone.
Yeah. I just wanted to look at it myself for a minute.
Okay.
What did you say does the blue text represent?
It is actually, the effect.
It's what?
The cause and the effect.
Okay, cause and the effects. Effects meaning impacts, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So as you can see, because of the communication problem, okay, look at the human-related cause. There is one branch called as communicate on problem. Okay, that is one cause, and the effect of this problem is number of open issues within the team.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Actually, the Newton's third law of motion is a
Yes.
perfect example for this. Every
Yes.
action has equal and opposite reaction.
Okay.
Is that too much, Shailesh, or it's okay?
It's okay.
There's a very valid example which Umesh just talked about. So for every action there is equal having the same force. There is always a reaction.
Right.
Now we will talk about few soft skills in Agile. Okay. And the first one is the building high performance team. So there is one example of a formula race wherein whenever the car it comes to the pit, and there you have a lot of people who have a specific job to do. Okay, and they basically gel well with each other. Each one of them knows their work. Okay, each one of them know that he has to complete that work within a given time window. Now, in this scenario, you never see a captain, you never see a manager, you never see a supervisor. That whenever the car comes, and then he will start assigning the work to the people, or he will start giving instructions. Here, the people know their work. They know that this is what is expected out of them. So it is like a battlefield. You see, when the soldiers are fighting in the battlefield. In the battlefield, you always have a captain, but then captain is not doing any micromanagement. Okay, he is not managing, the team. He is not managing the soldiers. He is just leading the team. Now there, at least we have a captain, but in this scenario, you don't even have that captain. People are so motivated. People are, empowered, and they do their job. So as we said in the beginning, that Agile is about, having self-motivated people who are empowered to do a particular task. So there are a lot of videos on self-empowerment. There are a lot of information. Sorry, I was talking about the high-performance team. Sincere apologies. Okay, so there are few videos on the net, and you can go through. Okay, so while we were talking about the 12 principles of Agile, there was one statement, if you remember, the best architecture, the best design comes from the self-motivated people. Okay. Now here in this scenario, people who are actually on the job, okay, they are self-motivated and they basically do their job, and as a team, then finally we excel. So in empowerment, when we talk about building empowerment team, an agile development team must include all the necessary team members to make decisions and to make them on a timely basis. Now, you can have people who are highly motivated. Okay, you can have people who are performing to the best of their abilities. Okay, but still sometimes we don't get the result, and the reason is they are not empowered. So if we go back to the previous slide, here everybody has to do a particular work. So, and they have the right skill. They can work in a demanding situation. They can work when there is a lot of pressure. Okay, why pressure? Because in this scenario, all these people, they have only a few seconds, not even maybe 1 minute. They need to change the tire, or maybe do something else. So the breathing space is very small. The breathing space is very narrow, and within that window, within that space, they need to give the very good results. So in case if supposing the person who is changing the tire, if he sees there is something wrong with some other part, now he can take decisions there. Okay, he can immediately go to the garage and maybe get the new part and then replace the things in the car. I mean, he will not go to his manager and he will start discussing about that this is what I observed and I need to do this. Okay, now in that case, a lot of time is actually wasted, especially in this kind of a demanding situation. So high performance team is one aspect. Another important aspect is the empowerment. Okay, if we don't empower the team, then okay, you can take your local decisions. Okay, and that too in a timely basis, we won't be having the desired output. And how do we actually build the empower team? That is by active user involvement. User representatives from the business must be closely involved on a daily basis. The project team must be empowered to make decisions and take responsibility to deliver the product. They need to have the complete ownership, and need to make sure that there is a minimum interference. Okay, especially that which actually reduces the motivation, and when the motivation goes down, the team is actually not able to deliver. Okay, and the team must establish and clarify the requirement together, prioritize them together, agree to tasks required to deliver them together, and estimate the effort involvement together. So what we are talking here is that we are talking about a few areas which are very, very important in case if you want to have the self-empowered team. So some of the things. I mean, if somebody has taken a decision, a local decision, then he is fully accountable and fully accountable of the outcome. I mean, it's not that you just take the decision and get away with the outcomes of that decision. So this you can just spend some time on this slide, and let me know. I mean, if you have any problem. One second, somebody is asking something. Yes, Umesh. Yeah, Umesh, tell me. Yes, Umesh, are you asking something?
Yeah, I was in mute. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah, the interesting thing which caught my eyes is eliminate blame as acceptable by making it clear no one wants to hear it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I think the bottom line about the Empower Team slide is basically teamwork, work together.
Absolutely.
And I like that example that you gave, Sanjeev, the Formula One car racing example for high performance agile teams. It's a very good example.
That's a perfect example, because that talked about the performance also, and that talked about empowerment also.
Yep. So in the real context, I was watching the soccer match earlier today. So Brazil team wasn't empowered enough, I guess. That's why they lost.
Okay. Okay, they lost.
Yeah, they lost. Unfortunately, it was very sad. They were one of my favorites, but they lost.
Okay, they lost.
And they lost horribly. They not only lost, they lost horribly.
Horribly
So
means,
it was very saddening. It was very, very sad. I mean, Germany beat them 7-1. It was unbelievable.
7-1.
7-1. It was 6-0, and the last minute there was one goal, but it was devastating.
So they're still in World Cup or now out?
No, they're gone. They're gone.
Oh.
This is semifinals.
Okay.
So they are gone. Germany marches to the final, and between Argentina and Netherlands, whoever wins comes to the final. So.
Okay.
Yep. Anyways, I didn't want to mislead or mistake, but let's go.
No. So Umesh, you have any question? Umesh? Umesh is, I think, offline.
Okay, he probably got disconnected or something. Don't worry, I think he'll join back.
Hey, Umesh. He is actually on mute.
Okay.
Umesh, can you hear me?
Give me one moment. Sanjeev.
Yes, yeah, I can. I can hear you now.
Okay, you were saying something, Umesh.
Yeah, Sanju, what happened was we lost the power, and I just dialed in back using my smartphone. Okay. So I was asking about the eliminate blame thing, which is one of the bullet there, and it is a very tough kind of thing. Not necessarily just in Agile, but in any teams. I mean, it is very difficult not to hear the blames from different stakeholders and the team members. And I think it comes back to the soft skills, right? I think you will be covering those soft skills further, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I think just the opposite of eliminate blame is eliminating applause or recognizing. No, I mean really recognizing one person's effort, because the whole idea is team oriented. So so you're not gonna applaud one person. One person is not going to stand out here. That's another thing that I found.
Okay.
Just in the last 5 minutes,
The Scrum
terrible
Master.
Uh-oh. Can't hear.
No, never mind. Let's go ahead. I was just saying we are. I'm seeing terrible thunderstorms as well, just in the last 5 minutes. So I think Umesh is also saying.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly same thing. And I think Sanjeev, you are feeling our winds and rain and whatever storm there in Pune also. It looks like.
Okay, okay. So coaching plays a very, very important role in Agile. Now, coaching in traditional project management, when we talk about coaching, we are always talking about maybe somebody is lacking in something, somebody is not able to adjust with the team, somebody is facing some problems, somebody is not able to perform to the best of its ability. So what I'm trying to say here that coaching in most of the cases is actually required when actually there is a problem with somebody, there is a problem in the team. Whereas in Agile, the coaching actually happens at two levels. It happens at a problem like when somebody is facing any problem with some other team member. Also, when the team member is not aware about the Scrum rules. The team member is not aware about how a particular thing is used in Scrum. I mean, one example could be that he is not comfortable with the tools and techniques which are used in citing the user story, or maybe he's confused about a process. He's confused about the burn down chart. He's confused about the cumulative flow diagram. He's not very comfortable with the Agile methodology, process, and principles. So coaching actually happens at that level also. So it happens at a level when the person is competent, but then he's having some problem with some other team member. I mean, I'm just giving you one example. And it happens at a level where the Scrum Master, he coaches, the people working with him with regards to Scrum, process or Agile principle. That is, one very important responsibility of a Scrum Master. Okay. So this is how, like, a few pictures are given here, where, the person who is, leading the team, he is coaching. Okay. So in one example, you can see that there is a physical trainer, and you have the participants. Okay. I mean, it's a basketball match, and maybe, she is talking about maybe the technique, different kind of a technique used in basketball. Okay. Now there are one very important thing in Agile. Just now I said that that is one of the major responsibility of a Scrum Master, that he coaches the team member. Now I am saying Scrum Master versus Agile coach. So in big organizations where there are many projects, and those projects are executed using Agile, could be Scrum or could be extreme programming. In that scenario, we have a Scrum Master and we have an Agile coach also. So Scrum Master is concentrating on the project, whereas Agile coach he is just going through all the projects and coaching the people. So Scrum Master role is not just to make sure that things are actually happening, the way it should happen, or educating, the people on Scrum principles and processes. Because Scrum principles and processes, the organization has deputed another person who has that responsibility, and that is, kind of an umbrella. So if there are 20 projects, or if there are 10 projects, that Agile coach will go to each and every project. He will see that the Scrum processes are followed, or for that matter, the extreme programming processes are followed. Whereas the Scrum Master is just, leading the project, making sure that when a team member is committing to a particular amount of work, and if that work is not finished, he will see why, what is the problem, or is there anything, which he can do, or, to make sure that the team is working on the prioritized, backlog, the team is able to maintain a sustainable pace, the team is having the right velocity. The Scrum Master, he also monitor and track the entire project, with regards to resource utilization, or looking at the schedule variance, or looking at the cost variance, or looking at the cost performance indicator, or looking at the schedule performance indicator. So all these are, the responsibility of a Scrum Master. But then we have another person, and he is called as Agile coach. So sometimes Scrum Master plays both the roles. He is a Scrum Master as well as he is an Agile coach. Provided we have a small project. I mean, we don't have 20 projects, because if the Scrum Master is playing both the roles, sometimes it really becomes very difficult. Okay, so I've seen many projects, many organizations where we have Agile coach, and he is available to all the projects. Okay. As it says on the screen, a Scrum Master role, for example, is somebody who has a particular responsibility within the Scrum framework to make certain things happen. When you talk about Agile coach, he is having, the looser set of responsibility, so they are not kind of prescribed somewhere. These are the things that he should do. So Agile coach is not something that you have a very specific kind of a responsibility. He's having a looser set of responsibility, and he just goes to the project team and then spend some time there, get a pulse of the ground, and then takes appropriate action. And those could be that maybe he feels that the team is not following the Agile guidelines or Agile principles. But once again, Agile coach and Scrum Master are two different roles. So at times it happens that the Scrum Master plays the role of a Scrum Master as well as the Agile coach, and in some scenario we have the Scrum Master and he is playing both roles. So coaching in Agile takes on dual flavor of coaching and mentoring. You are also sharing your Agile experiences and ideas as you mentor them, guiding them to use Agile well. Coaching and mentoring makes and developing talented Agilists so that more and better results arise through Agile. Coaching is helping the team performance get better. Mentoring is transferring Agile knowledge and experiences to the team as it becomes more relevant to them. In the Agile context, the coaching is done not only the client but also the team as a whole, and the people in the organization surrounding the team, as well. So one scenario could be that the team has, one second, I think somebody has some question. Yes, Deborah, tell me.
Is this Agile coach, could the product owner, is he also playing this role? Because I can see that takes away from the main duties of with the backlog and getting ready for the review and retrospective, and it's duties that the product owner should be taking. So if you're on an assignment and they want you to play this coach in addition to the product owner, do you see a red flag there, or is it something that both the product owner, the Scrum Master, or they're both sharing these, or are you saying there's a whole different person as an Agile coach?
Okay. The first important thing, the product owner, he never plays the role of an Agile coach.
Okay.
The product owner is a person who is, I would say, a subject matter expert, who is, the person who knows about the functionality, he knows about the requirements, and his primary responsibility is to maintain the product backlog. Now, if I talk about Scrum Master, as I said, that Scrum Master can be an Agile coach also, depending upon how big the organization is, depending upon the number of projects which are running at that point of time. So Scrum Master can play a role of Agile coach also. But product owner, I would say no. Usually, he does not play a role of Agile coach.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
That was it. And we know that the Scrum Master is not playing the role. So why is it that when they talk about the roles in the methodology, they don't mention this person, because this is an important person to make known?
Okay. Now here the if supposing the organization, they have just started using Agile. Now in that scenario, it becomes very, very important and critical to have a person who is working as the Agile coach. So the organization, maybe they pick a person from the market, okay, who has extensive experience on Agile. Okay, the organization calls this guy, and maybe on a contract basis, and his responsibility is to make sure that the projects which are running in that organization, the project team, they understand how to work in that kind of environment. He makes sure that the people out there, they understand what Scrum is all about, what extreme programming is all about, and what are the different tools and techniques, and what kind of a soft skills need to be developed. Once the team is able to understand, and once the organization, they see that now the team is performing to the best of their ability, they are able to deliver, they have run few iterations or few sprints, this Agile coach is released from the project. Okay. So usually I have seen that Agile coach is actually required in that scenario where the people are actually not very seasoned, the people are actually not very mature on this methodology. Okay, so there's one diagram given here. which talks about two important areas. One is individual coaching, and another one is whole team coaching. So, as you can see, the individual coaching. Now, we have at the bottom of the screen, we see three things: a sprint beginning, midpoint, and a sprint end. So, as you can see, in the beginning, the coaching is, least amount of coaching is required at the time of when we are kicking off the project. And what that individual coaching is, individual coaching takes a backseat while team members start the work of the sprint. Obviously, in the beginning, people are actually working together. In the beginning, whenever we talk about planning is a collective activity. Supposing if I want to give a contract to a construction company, to build a building. So initially, you will always see that whenever there is a discussion, the discussion is happening with a large amount of audience. You have the architect, you have maybe the financer, you have other people as well. Whenever we talk about planning, in planning we have it is actually a collective activity, whereas the execution part, it is an individual activity. Okay, do you agree with me? Yes, Deborah, Umesh, Shailesh, and Umesh, do you agree with me? You were actually on mute.
I was asking you what was to repeat your statement again. I was on mute.
The last statement which I said? Okay. I was saying that planning is always a collective activity. So we plan together, but once the planning is done, then you have the individuals who are performing the work as per the plan. So in this example, what we are saying that individual coaching, it is minimal in the beginning, it peaks you in the midpoint, and then again it goes down towards the end. Okay, now when I talk about the whole team coaching or the collective coaching, it is at the peak in the beginning. It goes down when we are at the midpoint or while we are executing, and again it peaks towards the end. Can anybody elaborate further on whatever I said just now?
Can anybody what?
I said few statements, just now regarding individual coaching and whole team coaching, that it is at the peak in the beginning or it is at the lowest in the beginning. Can any one of you elaborate it further? We have few things written on the screen. I want you to elaborate it further.
Okay. Okay, as far as the whole team coaching, or you call it corrective coaching, yeah. And from what I heard and what I think I'm seeing is that it's mostly seen or performed or at its highest at the beginning of the project while you executing, and also again at the end.
Yes, very right.
Is that okay?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely okay. So, Umesh, anything else from your side? Shailesh?
Yeah, I'm here, Sanjeev. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
And another thing, I want to bring on the table that this scenario is not just applicable to Agile. It is applicable to, a lot of other things which are actually.
Hey, Sanjeev, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, tell me. Umesh?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
I think he has a bad connection, probably.
Okay.
Maybe
All
that's
right.
what it looks like.
I think now I'm connected back.
Okay.
So what I was saying, Sanjeev, I mean the individual coaching take a slower pace when the sprints are in progress.
Yes.
Okay.
So at
once
the
the train,
beginning
yeah.
and at the end.
When the train has left the platform, I mean the individual coaching business slows down.
Absolutely.
So it
No,
slows at
okay.
the beginning and at the end, and then when you're executing is at its highest peak.
No, other way around. The
Well,
individual coaching.
Pardon?
I'm talking about the individual coaching.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
So in the middle of the sprints, it slows down. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because I think it's down at the beginning and at the end. And so during the execution, the sprints, I would think that it would be up. It would
No,
be
during
higher.
the execution of sprints, what Umesh is also saying is it goes down a little bit because they would like to give the team time to work on the sprints actually. So the individual coaching takes a back seat is what it looks like.
I don't agree, but let's see.
Okay. Let me share another example there.
Okay.
That in the beginning, whenever we start any work, and when we are talking about what needs to be done and how it would be done, we will work as a team because we want to understand together. And our understanding, it should be same with all the people. So that means in the beginning, we always work, collectively. Collectively, we work. So if I talk about collective coaching, when, I have a team of 10 members, and all the 10 members, they go to a conference room and they plan about the project. Now, how the planning should be done for a sprint, how to read the product backlog, how to generate the sprint backlog. As a team, I need some mentoring, I need some coaching, okay? So, in the beginning, when we talk about the collective coaching, it is at the peak. Now, the coach has enlightened people that this is how the sprint planning is done, this is how we generate the backlog, this is how the retrospective should be conducted. Once I have given the understanding to people, now everybody is on their own. Everybody is working the respective work, at their end. Now, people will have different kind of a problem. Now, at this level, there would be individual problems because now we are execute the plan. Okay, somebody is assigned with some work, somebody is assigned with complex or easy work. So the individual coaching is at the peak while we are at the midpoint. And when we are talking about the whole team coaching, so whole team coaching is, again, I'll take the same example of sprint planning. So the collective team coaching is only required in the beginning, not at the midpoint, because nobody will do the sprint planning at the midpoint. Planning is done in the beginning. Do you agree, Deborah?
Yes.
Any confusion you have?
You're talking about corrective, right?
I mean, you basically were saying to, I think, Umesh, that you don't agree with him.
What are you going back and forward? So I'm having a hard, are you talking about individual coaching now, or are you talking about the corrective coach?
I'm talking about both.
Talking about both at the same time, then
Okay.
you lost
Okay.
me. Because
Okay,
you keep,
okay.
I'm trying to follow one, and then you go to another one. So I don't know at which point. So I'm confused now.
Okay, no problem.
Because I thought I knew one.
No problem. Let me talk about the individual coaching. Now, individual coaching is at the lowest in the beginning and it peaks at the midpoint. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Do you agree with this statement?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say that it's lowest at the, I thought it would be lowest at the beginning and at the end, and higher, I call it execution, it could be midpoint, but anyway, go ahead.
Individual coaching is at the lowest in the beginning, it is highest at the midpoint, and then, again, it goes down towards the end.
Okay.
Okay. Are you convinced that this statement is correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now we talk about the collective coaching or the whole team coaching. Now when we say the word whole team, what we are saying here that there is some activity where each and everybody is required to be present in a room where the discussion will start only when everybody is available. So, and what are those scenarios? Supposing we are into sprint planning. So, we need everybody's contribution. We need everybody, everybody, they can see each other, they can communicate with each other. Or when we are conducting the retrospective, when we are, trying to understand what went well, what could have been, better, when we have those kind of a discussion, we need everybody in the same place. We need everybody in a single room. We need the entire team. We need the whole team. So when, the teams come together, either they come together in the beginning or they are, sitting in a room towards the end. So retrospective and sprint planning are the two occasions wherein everybody needs to be present at one location, and that one location is nothing but a room. That means whole team coaching. So if people are facing problems with regards to how to do the sprint planning, that means the planning, since it happens in the beginning, that is the reason whole team coaching is at the peak in the beginning. Once we are done with the planning, then the individual, they perform their work. So whole team coaching is at the lowest when we are at the midpoint, and again it peaks towards the end.
So they're just the opposite. The peaks and valleys are just the opposite when you look at beginning,
Absolutely.
midpoint, and end.
Absolutely, and
just like the graph shows.
yes.
Yes, you could see it there.
It is a sinusoidal wave. It's a sine wave.
Yes.
So this is how it actually works. And shall I proceed further?
Yes.
Yep.
And now it's about the coaching people one-on-one. Sometimes while we are talking to the individuals during the big points, coaching people one-on-one, I mean, it has certain advantages. What are those advantages? While the individual is talking to the Agile coach, or could be the Scrum Master also, it actually guarantees safety. It is basically a good opportunity to partner with the manager, and it creates the positive vibe. So while we are talking about coaching here, maybe somebody is having some problem in project, and the problem could be the work related problem, or maybe the personal problem. So the team members at times they want to discuss it with the manager, and it's a good platform where they can partner with the team. They create a rapport with the team. Well, now we will discuss about hey guys, am I going too fast or is it comfortable?
No. You are not going too fast. We are good. I think I'm good.
Okay. Sharish?
Yeah, you're good. You're good, Sanjay.
Deborah?
Yes.
So this entire discussion is actually, very general discussion. I would say that this discussion is very specific to Agile. I would say it actually applies everywhere. There is nothing very unique to Agile. I am sure you would agree with me. If I talk about if I talk about coaching, I mean, in traditional waterfall method also, there are scenarios where the team requires the coaching collectively, and they require coaching at individual level. So the bottom line is that whatever we discussed during the last 10-15 minutes, it is not very specific to Agile. Okay. Now, talking about the motivation side, there was a person called McGregor. Okay. So he basically proposed a theory X and theory Y. Theory X and theory Y are theories of human motivation created and developed by McGregor at the MIT School of Management in 1960. Okay. So we have two kinds of people in any project. Okay, we have people who are lazy, and they usually avoid the work. And another set of people, they are self-motivated, and they are ambitious. So what theory X says, employees are inherently lazy and will avoid work if they can. And that they inherently dislike work, thus need to be closely supervised. Okay. And what theory Y says, employees may be ambitious and self-motivated, and they exercise self-control. They enjoy their mental and physical work duties. Most agile teams would like to be associated with theory Y. Okay. So this particular concept is very important in PMP. Okay. But here, I mean, I wouldn't say that it is not important, but in PMP, a good amount of discussion is there on this motivation type. In Agile, I mean, it is actually not that important. So usually in the examination, you will have a question wherein there would be different scenarios given in 4 options, and the question will say whether it is theory X or theory Y. So the main difference in theory X and theory Y, that theory X is about people who needs micromanagement because they are lazy or they don't want to work. Or this statement can be rephrased in another way, that I as a manager, I as a Scrum Master, I as a project manager, I see people as lazy. I see people, I visualize people that they do not have the competency. I visualize people that they do not have the right skills. So, if that is the assumption, then I would like to closely work with the people, and I will do the micromanagement. Now, where I have this assumption that people are smart, people are self-motivated, people are they don't need the spoon feeding. Okay, that would be placed under theory Y. Now, when we talk about Agile, most of the time we will talk about theory Y only, because if we have people falling in X bucket, then we will have majority of the problems. Any question on this? Okay. Now there is this slide, team motivation slide, the one which you see on the screen, and this you read on your own. Okay, and let me know if you face any problem. I mean, there's nothing very great about this. So just read it on your own, and let me know tomorrow if you have any question. And also this particular slide, team motivation in Agile. Okay, so let me tell you, slide number 70, slide number 71, slide number 72, and slide number 73. From 70 to 73, read on your own, and we will discuss it further tomorrow if you have any question. But by the way, I mean, I just want to understand. Are you referring to those PDF which you got from Ajay some time back? Deborah?
What are you saying? I'm sorry.
I'm saying that the document which you got, the PDF, three PDFs which you got, are you referring to those PDFs before you come to class?
Well, I'm reading them like I read over yesterday what we did the evening. And so
Okay.
I just, right, that's what I do. And
Okay.
so today I'm just following. And I'll,
Okay.
go over to more. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Because I take notes on them. I
Yeah,
take
yeah.
notes on them so I can go back. And
Okay, very
that's,
good.
that's why I wanted to.
And Shailesh, what about you?
I'm not able to necessarily go over the PDF every time before the class, but I do it as and when possible. Like there were a couple days last week, there were 2 days when I came back from work at 7:20 and started the class at 6:30. So those days obviously I could not do anything.
Okay, what about you, Umesh?
Yeah, I mean, similar to Shailesh, I mean, I'm not like, very particular about every time before the class I will refer to them. But maybe after the class I would go through them again just to reinforce.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I understand that everybody has a lot of work to do in office, and sometimes due to all the work pressure, I mean, you end up spending most of the time in office work only, and then there's hardly any time for study. But I was saying that if you study before you come to the class, or spend some time with the PDF after the class, will really help help in the sense that you would be in a control of your learning. You would know right up front that okay, this is what we discussed yesterday, and I feel that I still I need to study more, and maybe I'll discuss it again tomorrow in the class. So this will really help you. But since we have spent a good amount of time in this training, so what is your the gut feel about whatever we have discussed so far? I mean, do you find it tough, or do you find it something which you never came across in the past? Then I'll start from you.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Do I find the information something that I haven't come across in class?
Yes.
Or before?
Yes.
Well, because I'm new and I've experienced what we're talking about on some of my projects.
Okay.
And so what it's doing for me is enhancing that area that I had that was a great area to me. That's why I'm asking questions. And then there is information that I'm unaware of, because this is something that you learn, you get better at the more you do. The more comfortable you feel about it, you get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now I'm touching, and I'm just like a child in the candy store. I see everything out there, and I'm trying to take notes like a sponge. So when I want to use this as reference material for myself. So that's why I'm taking notes, and I'm asking questions on a lot of it. So it is helping me out tremendously. I'm looking at the earned value, and I'm like, okay, boy, do I want to go and sort of review that so I can see how it sort of, correlates with what we're doing, or should I just wait to go through it? So I don't know. I'll think, because we got a lot of material to cover in the next couple of days.
And what about you, Suresh?
I do feel comfortable about a couple topics that we have gone through and couple others. It's not that I'm not necessarily uncomfortable. It's just that I think I'll have to review them more thoroughly myself and try to understand better. I think some of the topics I feel that those are easier to listen in and understand when you are going through them. But if we have to go back and start thinking about it ourselves, then it is very much possible that we could get confused. For example, responsibilities of Scrum Master and Product Owner. I'm just giving you an example. So those kind of things, I think I need to brush up more and make myself more aware of the differences per se.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ravi. And you, Umesh?
Yeah, actually I know the concept in bits and pieces in a scattered manner, but I think this training is bringing it more structured and reinforcing my understanding about Agile, practice. Because I work in Agile atmosphere for last year and a half, I guess. And I see all kind of, something which is written in the book and not followed in practice. So, this tells me, okay, what is written in the book, because I never read it before. Yeah, I'm trying to be honest here.
I mean, exactly. I concur with you. That's exactly why I know I needed this. I needed to get some kind of foundation because I see so much out there. It's so much out there. I need to one
interesting fact I like to share, Deborah. I mean, we were talking about the blame, eliminate the blame and all those kind of things. I mean, I have seen people who are like, self-defined preachers, okay, whether they have really being taught what Agile is or not, that's a separate issue. But, they pose like they are the gurus and the experts. In fact, after listening to Sanjeev, my dear friend, it gives me an understanding that they are BS, not the gurus.
Right. They've got the conversation. Okay, but they really don't know what they're doing either.
Exactly. Like self-empowered team and motivation and those kind of things are dictionary words. They are not in practice there.
And that is right. I was missing that out of my environments. It seemed like they still wanted to have the headphones on. They didn't want anybody to make noise.
They enjoy
Everybody
music.
was still separate. There was no fun on the team, and they talking about Agile. I'm saying, oh my God.
Yes, that's not a true definition of Agile.
Exactly. So we've got our hands full.
I mean, very rightly said, Umesh and Deborah. I mean, there are few people who basically think that whatever they know, that is the best. I mean, the logic level cannot go any further. They are the masters, okay? But they are basically highly confused people. I basically share one quote, with the people, like whenever I conduct trainings on project management, that I say that, okay, I have 18 years of experience, but sometimes I wonder whether that 18 years of experience is nothing but 1 year of experience repeated 18 times, or is it really 18 years of, progressive experience? So one important thing, irrespective of the fact, whether you are working at a very senior level or you are working at a very junior level, the windows should be open, always open. If your windows are not open, nothing will come in, and you would always be under the impression that you know the best. But then you deal with all kinds of people, okay? So you have both the kinds of people. There would be people who would always say that okay, they know this much, but still a lot more to explore.
Exactly.
And other breed of people, they would say that whatever they know, I mean, that is, say, they are at their peak. The cup is full of tea. There is no place left out in the cup, and I mean, it's completely packed. So you basically come across both kinds of people. And I feel that whatever I know in Agile, maybe it could be, I mean, on a scale of 10, maybe it could be somewhere 4 and 5. Because when I see that statement at a conscious level or at a subconscious level, I basically feeling myself that if I come across anything new, I'll grasp. That information will come in. Otherwise, what will happen? Outright, I will reject that. Because I am under the impression that I know the best. Right, so that's all for today. And slide number 70 to 73, I would say that it will take maximum 10 minutes. Go through those slides and we will discuss, it once again tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sanjay.